Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Jana, here to have another Sunday school class with you. I hope everybody had a good week. I know these times are very different, not so easy sometimes, but I know all of you and I know how strong you are and what wonderful families you have. And I'm sure you're doing the best you can. I think some of you might be taking school lessons at home. That's different, on the internet or computer or whatever. And some of you may not be able to play with your friends now, but you have brothers and sisters and family and lots of people who love you. And I'm one of those people who loves you, and I miss seeing you every week. Me too. I miss you. Thank you, Priscilla. I love you guys too. Thank you, Priscilla. We love you. So as you can see, Priscilla is still here to help me. And I wanted to tell you something. Last week, when I did Sunday school class for you, it was the first time I'd ever done it on a video. And I was kind of nervous. You know, it was something new for me. Like we're having so many new things happen now. And I think, we might be afraid about some of those new things. And that's okay. It's okay to be afraid. But we're very brave to try new things. I was brave. You're brave when you try them. Your mom and dad are brave. Your grandparents, your brothers, your sisters, everyone you know. So that's really very important that you've done all these new things. And I know they aren't easy. I feel that way too. But we know this will be better, and we know we have so many people who care for us. So I just want you to keep that in your hearts. So today I have with me something I'm sure you will recognize, a Bible. If you watched last week, I told you that this was my Bible since I was a little girl, maybe a little bit older than you. It depends on who's watching, but around 10 years old. So I've had this a long time. And we know that the Bible tells lots of stories. We talk about that every week. In the New Testament, the Old Testament, and the New Testament talks about Jesus. And today we have a story from the New Testament. It's kind of a special one. It's about something that happened. And this was an event that took place a long time ago in Jesus' time. And we celebrate it by Palm Sunday. So usually we're together in church to celebrate Palm Sunday, but this year we'll do it on the video. So I have some special things to help me as we go through the story. And I also have some pictures for you, so I'm going to share those. And I'm helping. Thank you, Priscilla. I have a big part later on. Just you wait and see. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, Priscilla, calm down. All right. So in the first part of this story, I'll show you this picture. That's Jesus. Well, it's one picture of what some people think he looks like. And Jesus is going into a temple in Jerusalem. He sent 2 helpers. Here are those helpers. You can see one in part of one. Jesus is sending 2 helpers to get a little donkey that was tied up beside its mother in the town nearby. Oh, there are the 2 helpers. They found the little donkey where Jesus had said it was. They told the man who owned the donkey that Jesus needed it to go to Jerusalem. And they took the little donkey back to Jesus. The man was happy to share his donkey. Oh, you know what I have coming up? I have a picture of the little donkey. There he is. He's getting ready to do something very important. So the helpers and lots of other people put their coats on the donkey's back so Jesus could sit on it. He was going to ride the donkey to the temple in Jerusalem. As Jesus went down the road, people were so happy to see him. They were so excited. They stood outside, they cheered, they waved at him, and you know what else they did? They put their coats on the road for the little donkey to walk on. And just think, back then, they didn't have too many clothes. A coat was very important. But they thought Jesus was so important and they loved him so much that they put their coats down for the donkey to walk on. And then something kind of special happened. This is where Priscilla's going to help us. Some people picked palm branches from palm trees that were growing by the road. Maybe some of you have seen palm trees. If you've ever been someplace really warm, like maybe Florida, you might have seen palm trees there. We don't really have them around here, but they definitely had them back in Jesus' time because it was a very warm place. And people picked the palm branches and they waved them at Jesus as he went by. Priscilla, you ready? She's going to show us. Because look what Reverend Martha brought us. And I know you've seen these on other Palm Sundays. They're palms. And Priscilla's going to help me as we wave our palms. Look at me. I'm flying and waving. I'm flying and waving. Here I go. Great job, Priscilla. And you know what the people shouted as Jesus went by? We'll shout it too. They said, Hosanna to the King! Hosanna! 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 That's what they shouted to him. And Hosanna is what we call an exclamation. It means something important and joyous. And what it meant was, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. And that's Jesus. So let's try it again. You can pretend you have a palm. And then I'm going to show you something special that I think every family is going to get in the mail from Reverend Martha. All right, let's try it again. Hosanna! Hosanna! Hosanna to the King. That was pretty exciting. Yes, it was. Did I do a good job? You did a great job. I'm going to say it now. Hosanna! Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you. And here's a picture of some of the children waving the palm branches, shouting, Hosanna! Hosanna! Everyone was very happy to see Jesus. They accompanied him, that means they went along with him, to the temple. When they got there, Jesus got off the little donkey. I bet he gave him a pet and said, thank you for taking me. And he went into the big temple to pray to God. So that's something we celebrate on Palm Sunday. And if we were in church, I know that some of you, if you were there, would help give the palms to everybody in the congregation. But this year, some people are going to get them in the mail. And if they don't get a palm, because that's a little hard to mail, there's something else. And I think some of you know about this. Look at this. That is a cross made from a palm. And last year in class, if you were there, and even if you weren't, I think it might have even been Eric and Eliza's daddy. I'm not sure. Or you know what? It might have been Izzy and Liam's daddy, who came in and helped make crosses for us in class. I think it was Izzy and Liam's daddy, if I remember right. But anyway, this is something I think your family will get in the mail from Reverend Martha. So you can keep this palm to remind you of what happened on Palm Sunday with Jesus and his trip on the donkey to the temple. And you know what? If you don't have a palm, you can wave this and say, Hosanna. Now, I did want to show you one other thing. Since we don't have time for a craft, because we're not in our classroom right now. You know I'm not the best at drawing, but I drew this. I drew a cross in the center, and I drew 4, well, those are supposed to be Easter eggs, in case you don't know. And you can see, I didn't color them, but I thought maybe you could draw a cross or have someone in your family help you. And if you don't have real eggs to color, maybe you could draw eggs and then color them. You could make polka dots, you could make wavy lines, you could make a smiley face, you could make a rainbow and color it in. And I bet you could do that. I bet you could draw those shapes or have someone help you. So that might be something to do during this week before Easter. And maybe on Easter Sunday, when I do my message for you, who knows, maybe I'll color these eggs and we'll see how you think I do. So that's our story for today about Jesus's trip into Jerusalem to go to the temple when everyone waved their palms and shouted, what did they shout? Hosanna! 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 Thank you, Priscilla. So I'll see you again next week. And in the meanwhile, have a good week. Have a good Palm Sunday. I'm thinking of all of you. And I love you very much. And I look forward to speaking with you on Easter Sunday. A very special day for all of us. It won't be quite the same this year, but it will still be a wonderful day. All right, have a good week, everybody. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.